Good afternoon. My name is Liz, and today we are going to talk about the preschool age that deal with 4 to 5-year-olds. We will be taking a look into the biologic development of Lily, a 4-year-old Caucasian female. Children are not things to be molded, but are people to be unfolded. This is a quote by Jess Lair. Lily's family structure. The parents' styles are different. So the dad is permissive, meaning the dad is more laid back and doesn't have control in what the kids say, that he kind of lets them do whatever they want. The dad is like the best friend, and in this take, dad wants Lily to know that Lily is adopted. In the mom's parenting style, she is more authoritarian, meaning she wants to control the kids' behavior, and she has the mindset of telling the kids what to do because she said so. There are a lot of set of regulations and rules in place on the kids, and in this case, mom might not want to tell Lily that she's adopted. In the family structure, the family is very well orientated, meaning they participate in family activities. They have an adopted child and one biological child. The aunt and the grandfather live in the same town, which makes it very accessible if they need anything. Ritualism is important for the family, and Lily is brought onto this family lifestyle. The family stress theory is having a good family support system as having family nearby, and they like to encourage open communications with the children and having good coping skills. The family is able to cope with any of Lily's illnesses if she were to get sick, and any unpredictable events due to having a good family support system. Lily's family strengths include spending time with the kids, such as taking them to the park or coloring with them and spending time with them. The family is orientated, meaning they're close. They like to do everything as a family. They like to go to theme parks together. They like to do barbecues. They like to throw birthday parties. They have a good communication with the extended family, such as the sister and having the grandparents nearby, so they talk, go to each other's houses all the time, and with a good family support system of having them so nearby. Some family weaknesses are withholding important information, such as Lily's adoption, and the parents putting feelings onto their kids, such as if the parent is stressed and overwhelmed, they might act out on it and put it onto the kids, and then the kids have no fault at it. They need to work on fixing their feelings. And parenting styles, they need to get on the same parenting techniques when it comes to parenting their two kids, such as one being authoritarian and one being the laid back. Lily's family system theory. This includes the Duval developmental theory. It's the third stage, which would include socializing with the children. It's important for the children to interact with the parents and other family members or friends. It's important not to isolate them. Parents and child should start adjusting to sending their child Lily to school. During this stage, they could face separation anxiety, which can occur in either parents or the children. In this case, Lily will be starting kindergarten next year, so the parents should start to ease in the preparation of talking about what to expect. The separation anxiety can happen with either parents or children. For example, the parents could feel like an empty nest at home while the children are at school. Or the kids could feel like unwanted because their parents are basically just dropping them off at school. So it's important to talk about that. In the nuclear family, there are two parents. There's a mom and then there's a dad. There's a biological child and there's an adopted child, which is Lily. The Your Adopted talk is very crucial for Lily's child identity. It's important to talk to Lily about being adopted at a young age to prevent further finding out in the future. It is an essential component of the child's identity. It's important to tell the child before starting school. That way they can avoid learning this from a third party, such as learning it from a teacher or learning it from a friend or another family. It should really come from the parents telling Lily that she's adopted. That way she could cope with it at a young age, then finding out later in the future and resenting her parents for not telling her. A complete honesty between parents and children will help strengthen the relationship, and that would include the adoptive talk. So it's important to tell her while she's young. In Lily's family size and configuration, Lily has a 7-year-old brother, which is the biological child of the two parents. Lily is actually the youngest of them too. She had a closed adoption, so it's important for the parents to tell her that she's adopted while she's young so that she doesn't find out when she's older, so that she doesn't think that her biological parents didn't want her. There is a good support system with family being local. So if anything were to happen, the aunts and grandparents are able to help and step in. Culturally, the family likes to have activities and is well orientated with ritualisms, which include spending time together, having birthday parties, having barbecues, celebrating the holidays together, really coming together as a family. They are non-smokers, so there's no smoking that goes on in the house, which is good for the kids' health and lungs. Their religion is Christianity, but they only go to church for Easter and Christmas, so they are not heavy on putting their religion onto their children so much as other families. Lily's growth. Lily is 4 years old, which means her physical growth will slowly start to slow down and stabilize. Her body system will mature and stabilize as well, which means she will adjust to modern stress and change, but they must be careful on the amount of stress. There's only so much a child can handle. When Lily gets sick, so the family works together. The aunt and the grandparents live in the same town, which makes it very accessible and they can rely on their extended family to help when needed, to get the kids to school or help out around the house when absolutely needed. The impact on the brother could be not knowing what's going on, being left out from the conversation. If Lily were to get sick, it's important to involve him and reassure him. The impact on school is if Lily were to get sick, the parents could possibly try holding her back from school and sending her next year, which could delay her education a little bit. Understanding the level of illnesses is preschoolers have poorly defined body boundaries. Preschoolers may have fears of if their skin is broken, then all of their blood and insides will leak. Therefore, bandages are crucial to keeping everything from coming out. It's important to also reassure Lily that she's not a bad kid if she gets sick, because kids will think it's their fault that they're sick. Some education needed is when starting school, they get sick. Kids get sick a lot. It's important to educate these kids and the parents about hand washing to prevent getting sick and not sending them to school if they feel unwell. Lily's growth and motor skills. Lily's growth milestones are all met. She has no delay in her growth. By 3-year-old, she should be standing on one foot for a few seconds, which I spelled wrong in there. Sorry. She should be able to draw circles already. By 4, the age she's now, she should be able to throw a ball overhead. She should use scissors successfully. By 5-year-old, she should be learning how to jump rope. She should be tying her shoes. And all of her immunizations have been up to date. She is on track. Lily's nutrition. Lily has no dietary restrictions. The quality of food is more important than the quantity of food, meaning they should focus on the nutritional needs that she's getting from a single food instead of how much she's eating. And family meals are important. Not exactly to this 4-year-old, since they have a difficulty time sitting quietly through long family meals. But by 5-year-old, they are more agreeable to trying new things, especially when encouraged by adults who allow them to help prep the food. In play, Lily is heavy on play since she's in preschool. They have associative play, which means they like the organizations and rules in place, such as playing sports and playing board games. Imaginative play is normal for preschoolers to have imaginary friends. This helps with the loneliness, and they usually are trying to attempt to accomplish something that they aren't able to just yet. Dramatic play is imitating the parents, so they like to play house a lot and imitate the parents a lot. They make believe and fantasies start to become blurred a little bit. Lily's anxiety related to the health status of the COVID-19 pandemic, as evidenced by Lily expressing she will die if anyone gets near her. Lily is already anxious enough to go to kindergarten next year when she turns 5. Lily's mother is not helping her cope with this anxious feeling because Lily's mom herself is nervous about sending her child to school when there's a pandemic going on and there are people getting sick and dying from this unknown disease at that time. Lily's mom is scared to send Lily to school because she's afraid that she's going to get COVID from her school, her teachers, her classmates, and the mother doesn't realize that she is putting on her anxiety onto Lily, which then Lily becomes scared and anxious because she believes that if she goes to school, she will die. Lily does not understand that there's a pandemic going on and that if she catches it, she could get sick and die from it. But the way she sees it is not the same way that the mother sees it. So Lily could think that if she goes to school, she's going to die and not from the COVID. Some teaching that can be done is by play therapy. Play therapy can be done by showing what needs to be done through a doll, such as if the doll can go back to school, then Lily will be able to go back to school. Using the doll to explain and prepare the child, Lily, for school. Further explanations could be telling Lily she won't be left at school by telling her the parents will be picking her up after recess. That way, Lily doesn't think that she is being abandoned by her parents. Reducing anxiety can be done by encouraging the involvement of the child and parents by hugging and holding them to demonstrate love and affection for the child, which would help ease the nerves. Also, encouraging the child to verbalize the anxious concerns and fears. If the child has difficulty, use puppets or dolls to assist the child to express self or encourage the child to draw pictures. Using therapeutic communication skills to develop a trusting relationship with the child and family is also important. Separation from the parents should be taught to deal with from leaving their child for the first time at school, and vice versa with the child being left at school. They also need to be prepared for the coming of 5 years old, where they want to spend more time with their friends, not friends, but their peers. Anticipatory guidance. Since Lily will be heading off to kindergarten next year, it's important for the parents to prepare Lily for school. Also, preparing the parents to expect resistance of parental authority, meaning they're going to question the parents. Why this? Why are we doing this? Why am I going to school? It's important to prepare the parents for child increasing their sexuality curiosity, meaning they need to know what the child knows and not explain too much into it. Emphasize the importance of realistic limit setting on behavior and appropriate disciplinary techniques. This means timeouts. Don't overuse timeouts because it'll be less effective the more that you do it, and the amount of time should be no more than an hour. Education about imaginary playmates being normal. So the parents shouldn't overreact if they still have imaginary playmates. This is normal. It doesn't mean that they're gonna have them forever. It's just part of the process, the growth developmental phase. And reassurance of calmness begins at 5 years old. So they're at 4 years old, they are probably hyper and want to do everything, but at 5 they'll start to calm down a little bit. This is my reference and journal articles page. Thank you so much.